We got shirts on sale. Express your love for the Evolutions and the new channel rebrand with an Evolution t-shirt and hoodie. On sale now. Also, if you like anime, go check out our anime channel MysticSage for awesome anime content. And be sure to follow me on social media so you can stay caught up with the channels and me. Links will be in the description below. Today, we're going to be going in a new direction with the Best Teams series here on the channel. We've covered the best teams from each type of Pokemon, best team for each Galar starter Pokemon, and even the best team from each of the regions. But today, I'm here to present you with my best team for the Rain. This team was created with Pokemon you can find and or currently use in the Pokemon Sword and Shield games themselves. So any unreleased Pokemon as of the recording of this video were off the table when creating this list. I'll be going over any Pokemon I feel, regardless of typing, that I feel could go into making a Rain team good. So this list, like others in this series, won't be exclusive to anything other than making the most of the weather. I don't want to waste any more time though. So without any further ado, let's get right into the first Pokemon. Starting off any good Rain team, you need a good Rain setter. Rain is set upon entry with the ability Drizzle, which is exclusive to 3 Pokemon in the entire Pokedex, with only 2 of those even being available in the current games. This leaves for our Rain setters the choice between Politoed and Pelipper. While there isn't necessarily a definitive best choice here, I think as a more general Rain setter, Pelipper gives more to offer to the majority of Rain teams. Let's start with what Pelipper's moveset should entail. Pelipper's standard moveset includes at the very minimum U-Turn and Roost, as these allow Pelipper to make the most out of keeping itself alive, while getting out of any situation fast enough to bring in a more valuable Pokemon. Pelipper on a Rain team benefits the most from running a defensive set with a Damp Rock, as this allows Pelipper to be as bulky as possible to continually keep itself alive as its only job entails. On a defensive set like this, I recommend running Hurricane and Knockoff, as these give the option to help support Rain by getting rid of Grass-type Pokemon who would wall most of your sweepers, while also clearing possible teams such as Assault Vests, Leftovers, or Berries to help take any hits better. Dropping Knockoff for Defog is another potentially viable option. However, I don't recommend it as much this gen, as you're better off just running Heavy Duty Boots on any Hazard Weak Mons that would be on your Rain team. You can, however, throw off your opponent by running an item such as Toy Scarf or Specs, as these give Pelipper much more offensive potential, since most people only prepare for the defensive set. However, they aren't as reliable at staying around for late game, so it's not recommended. Next up comes the defensive backbone of any Rain team, being Ferrothorn. On Rain, you normally lose out significantly by running any sort of more passive Pokemon. However, Ferrothorn has proven throughout the generations to always be the one exception to the rule. Ferrothorn's typing being Grass and Steel with a 4 times weakness to Fire is helped out so much by the Rain. As with Rain, Fire attacks are weakened. This provides Ferrothorn an opportunity to set up hazards, which makes cleaning with any sort of Rain Sweepers late game a breeze. In terms of movesets, Ferrothorn has a few options that work really well in general for any given Rain team. The first is a standard physically defensive option, with your Hazard of Choice / Body Press or Iron Head / Knockoff / Leech Seed. Personally, for a Hazard, I recommend running Spikes, as most Rock Weak Pokemon, as mentioned earlier, will just run Heavy Duty Boots. So this allows you to chip down potential checks to Rain, such as Assault Vest and Magearna, more efficiently. The only downside to Spikes, however, is against any flying type such as Corviknight being able to freely come in without any worry. But there's always give and take there. In terms of an offensive move, I highly recommend Body Press here, as Iron Head isn't really as helpful for what the Rain struggles with. The benefit to Body Press is Ferrothorn's high defense stat that allows it a pretty spammable option to handle opposing Ferrothorns that may try to wall you. Another set that works is a mixed defensive Chocolate Berry option, which is great for countering Pokemon such as Body Press Ferrothorns or even mons such as Hawlucha. This is important because Hawlucha will try to take advantage of you as either a terrain sweeper or as a White Herb set with close combat to knock out Ferrothorn and sweep with acrobatics. The benefit of Chocolate Berry provides in the instance versus Hawlucha, or all the other powerful fighting types such as Urshifu, is that you can cripple them down with Thunder Wave. Speed control allows you to clear potential threats and give your Rain Sweepers an easy time sweeping teams even if Pelipper was to die. With this Ferrothorn spread on your teams, Pelipper has a much less strained role on your team for overall support, while still having a really nice way around potential revenge killers. Now we should get into the actual Rain Sweepers, as there are a few really amazing options you can use to bring easy wins. Another staple of every Rain team is having a Pokemon with the ability Swift Swim, an ability that doubles any Pokemon's speed as long as the rain is up. Besides Armaldo, which isn't in the game anyway, this ability is exclusive to Water-type Pokemon, which is perfect considering they already benefit from the 1.5 boost from the rain, and another 1.5 times boost on Water-type stab attacks. The first nearly mandatory option on a Rain team would be none other than Seismitoad. Seismitoad has been a staple defense Pokemon this gen thanks to Dracovish, but not many people actually prepare for its Swift Swim sets. Now Seismitoad doesn't necessarily always need to run this ability, as there are merits to running Water Absorb, since it allows you to have an out to opposing Rain teams that may try and get lucky positioning versus yours. However, versus any other type matchup, Swift Swim turns Seismitoad into a mini Mega Swampert. One moveset I am personally fond of is a Life Orb set, as this allows Seismitoad to change up its moves while still hitting as hard as possible. Seismitoad is a pretty spammable set of stab options, since it is a water ground type Pokemon, which allows it to offensively handle opposing electric types with options such as Earthquake or Earth Power. There is no right choice in running Seismitoad physically or specially offensive, but for the sake of this video, on the team we will be building, a physical variant would be a better supported set, as the other Rain Sweeper will be going with this special. On either variant, Stealth Rock is a pretty amazing option for hazards, as in tandem with Spikes from Ferrothorn, you have a plethora of hazards that you can easily set, as enemy Pokemon are forced out thinking you're going to KO them with one of your stabs or a coverage option. On physical sets, the remaining moves should include Liquidation and Earthquake, with move slot 4 going to either knock off or cloying items, or Power Whip for beating down enemy Seismitoads who may have Water Absorb to stop your rain. On the special variation, however, your water options are a bit more varied since you have Scald for your 100% reliable stab, Hydro Pump for the highest damage output, and Weather Ball for the strongest 100% accurate attack, as long as you only click it while rain is set. Combine the water option of your choice plus Stealth Rocks with options such as Earth Power and your choice of Sludge Wave or Focus Blast, and you have a terrifying Rain Sweeper in your pocket. Next up, we have our backup Rain Sweeper. You can see this slot go to a variety of Pokemon, such as Barraskewda, Dracovish, or even lesser used Pokemon such as Crawdon or Azumarill. However, for the most ideal Rain Sweeper, this spot goes to none other than Kendra. Kendra is a pretty dominant Pokemon in the rain in this generation, thanks to its newly acquired move Hurricane. Hurricane gives this mon the option to clear grass types for rain, while not depending heavily on Pelipper. This is a huge buff for rain as a whole, since this gives a much stronger option than Ice Beam for Kendra to hit enemy Pokemon. To put into perspective, Hurricane guarantees a 2-hit KO versus an Assault Vest max special defense Tangrowth, which is a huge check for rain teams. Not only did Kendra get Hurricane, but Kendra also got the new move known as Flip Turn, a 60 base power water type variant of U-Turn. This move gives Kendra amazing initiative for rain, and in tandem with Pelipper, a solid momentum building core. Kendra has a lot of movesets it can run normally. However, on a rain team, you really only want to run a Swift Swim set with Hurricane / Dracometer / Hydro Pump / Flip Turn with your choice of Choice Specs or Life Orb. I recommend the Choice Specs as it helps you break opposing rain counterplay a lot easier. But Life Orb is great to give less opportunity to Pokemon such as Clefable or Magearna who may try to come in after you've locked into Dracometer. As long as you predict well though, Kendra is one of the strongest options rain has. Now we get into our final support option for Rain, which is our check to opposing rain checks. Rain Counterplay has a few staple mons in the current metagame, these leaning on Pokemon like Ferrothorn, Tangrowth, Rillaboom, Toxapex, and even on some teams, Amoonguss. Now, the current Rain team can handle these Pokemon already, however, these Pokemon can turn the tide so easily against your team that it's never a bad idea to include a backup check to any of them. There are a few really powerful options you have at your disposal to handle these, such as Guts Heracross, a Power Herb Hawlucha, Scizor, or many others. But the most beneficial mon to help versus rain checks, however, would be none other than Volcarona. I know what you're thinking. Why should I run a Fire type on Rain? Doesn't its Fire stab become weaker? That, however, leads into Volcarona's greatest strength, being it's a Fire type that can still check potential Grass types for Rain. Bug Buzz is a really great way for Volcarona to check threats such as Rillaboom. Rillaboom's hidden ability Grassy Surge, working alongside Grassy Glide, a priority grass attack as long as grassy terrain is up. Rillaboom has a terrifying stab option to hit the entire rest of your team, barring Ferrothorn. Volcarona is a 4 times resist to this, however, and with the heavy-duty boots, it's not even a liability if you choose to avoid running Defog on your Pelipper from earlier. Volcarona really only has one set, but that set comes with a couple options. Any good Volcarona spread runs Quiver Dance, Flamethrower, and Bug Buzz. However, the last option comes down to if you prefer running Roost or Psychic. Roost is great, as keeping Volcarona around as an offensive check to grass types is extremely valuable for rain. However, Psychic should never be underestimated. If you find your team losing the Toxapex, just set a Volcarona to +1, while Toxapex would switch in, and even without any investment in special attack, you hit the standard Toxapex for a solid 61% minimum. After your opponent basically loses their check to Volcarona after finding out you have Psychic, you're free to sweep your opponent with whatever Rain Sweeper you choose. Or even just continue going on a rampage with Volcarona. Finally, we have our last slot, which can truthfully be for whatever we want. You can always double up with another Swift Swim Pokemon, another check to threats on Rain, or if you go Hawlucha, you can even pair with a Terrain Setter to make it more easily able to sweep. However, on this particular build, I think there is no better Pokemon to fill our 6th slot than Gigantamax Blastoise. Gigantamax Blastoise was newly introduced in the expansion pass, and it is broken. This Pokemon only needs one set, and it is way too good. Blastoise gains access to Shell Smash, on top of its Gigantamax form in Sword and Shield, which gives Blastoise a very OP way of breaking down teams for your Rain build. Its hidden ability is Rain Dish, which boosts its HP while Rain is active. This is great because it neutralizes the damage taken from a Life Orb, and it's still beneficial even if you opt for a White Orb variant to negate the stat drops from Shell Smash, because you're gaining back HP over time. When Gigantamaxed, Shell Smash also gives you the option of Max Guard, which can protect you from opposing G-Max Pokemon and recover in rain. For coverage options, you need Earthquake in order to break through opposing electrics that may stop you from sweeping. Hydro Pump is great to just hit as hard as possible for its G-Max move. G-Max Cannonade, a Water-type G-Max move that does 1/6 damage over time to all enemies unless they're Water types. This means even if you KO your opponent with the initial hit, you still get 4 more turns of residual damage, allowing not even Pokemon of Sturdy or Focus Sash to stop G-Max Blastoise. For your final move, you have a few options, such as Aura Sphere or Focus Blast for opposing Ferrothorns, or Ice Beam to cover other grass types. The only issue with running Ice Beam, however, is you do sadly remove your Rain. But depending on the way the battle is going, when you set up with Gigantamax Blastoise, you may already have guarantee to win anyway. Well, that's going to end this video on the best team for Rain, and I gotta say, I feel confident in how this team will perform. I think that while it has some standard aspects of Rain on it, I put my own unique twist on it with the variety and depth of what I mentioned here. I know I brought up Gigantamax Blastoise, but depending on your matchup, you may need to Dynamax another Pokemon to Seismitoad or Kendra in order to win a game, so don't feel obligated to always just Gigantamax exclusively Blastoise. I hope you guys have success with this team, and let me know in the comments how using this goes for you. I'll be linking a paste down below for easy access, and I can't wait to see how you guys do with the team. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch where I stream all sorts of games from Pokemon to Fire Emblem to Zelda and much more. I also have an anime channel called MysticSage where I do anime reviews, rankings, and countdowns, so if you're interested in that kind of content, go ahead and check that out as well. If you want to support me even further and gain cool perks, check out my Patreon. These lovely people have all given me their support over there, and I couldn't be more grateful to them. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm Mystic Umbreon, and I will see you in the future for more awesome Pokemon content.